Hi, 97.9.
Oh, hey, it's Brad from 3 Days Grace. How are you, bud?
Doing good, Brad. How you been?
I've been pretty good, man. Thank you for asking.
It's been way too long, man.
Oh, man, it's been a long, 2.5 years now. So, yeah, it's been a good go, but we're gearing up here for next week to hit the road, and pretty exciting times.
Well, last time 3 Days Grace was in Grand Rapids, it was in March of 2019. You guys were at Van Andel Arena. You were out with Disturbed, and man, you guys put on a hell of a show, man.
Oh, that was a great tour. That's definitely one to remember for sure. And yeah, so we're, again, it's been a few years, and we've always had a good time in Grand Rapids, so we're stoked to come back.
Well, a year after that performance, the pandemic hits, and the constant touring, make an album tour gets the brakes put on. Brad, what went through your mind when all that happened?
Well, to be honest, we finished with Fight for Your Death Punch probably mid-December 2019. So, we planned to kind of take the year off. Obviously, when everything got kind of locked down up here in Canada, we were like, pretty bummed out. But, we're like, okay, this won't last long. And then it just kept going and going. And, our guitar player at the time, he just moved down to Indiana January 2020. So, we're like, okay, well, once things are lifted, we'll get together and start jamming. And obviously, it never happened. So, we went to the Zoom route and learned how to be technically efficient and learned how to write over the internet. So, pretty crazy times, man. And it took a lot of learning curves, but it's crazy what you can accomplish now just online through streaming and everything. So,
well, since the inception of 3 Days Grace, the pandemic was probably the most time the band has had off. What did you do with some of your time? Any hobbies or anything?
Definitely the most time we've had off. Usually we're about a year at the most. So yeah, we found things to do. Obviously, it was kind of cool in a way because we got to spend more time writing and stuff. But we're up here in Canada. I've got 3 sons, and they're all into hockey big time. So we spent a lot of time at the rink and finding rinks. And we made during lockdown, we made this crazy outdoor arena on our lake, and it was nice to be with the family for sure. But after a couple of years, it gets to be a bit much, and we all have the itch to get back to work. So,
well, it was pretty much a ghost town in most communities for the first few months of the pandemic. And the first time I really saw any amount of people who were actually in the same area and smiling, that was when 3 Days Grace and Metallica did the drive-in concert.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. Again, that was like right in the middle of it all. So, to get to do that, pretty awesome, and even doing that was sketchy at times where we live. So again, you nailed it, coming back and doing some shows and seeing people being excited and laughing and together. And that's what it's all about, and that's what music's about. And to see these festivals just packed with people, and it's good to see, man. And that's the direction we need to be going. So it's awesome.
Now, was it hard to perform knowing the actual audience wasn't normally in front of you, like say in a theater or a festival?
It definitely was. Yeah, it was interesting because, you got all the cameras and stuff, and it's basically like shooting a video, but you're shooting a real video,
Yeah.
So, it was cool. Once we nailed all the technical bugs and stuff, it was definitely an experience. It's, again, you have to kind of make do with what's been dealt to you. And, that was a great way around, playing live, but not playing live. So definitely something we can do again, which is cool.
Well, I got to tell you this much. I wish you could have seen the people that were singing every word to 3 Days Grace, and they were dancing in the back of pickup trucks at this drive-in theater that we were at. It was pretty awesome, man.
That is awesome. I did see some footage from around the country, and again, it warmed my heart and made us believe that this was gonna happen sooner than later. So definitely awesome.
Well, it was a great moment nonetheless. And I want to say, Brad, congrats on another great album with Explosions, man.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a long time coming, but again, I think we learned how to deal with writing online, and it's definitely one of my favorites. A lot of great songs, a lot of heavy tunes, a lot of mid-tempo tunes. It actually reminds me of some old school 3G in some parts, and fans so far really love it, and we're excited to just get on the road and play some of these songs.
Well, the previous two albums, Outsider and Human, with your brother Matt taking over on vocals, were both great records and continued the band's legacy. But it seemed to me that Matt has really taken more ownership with this new album, Explosions. I hope that's an okay word to use, but he owns it vocally and lyrically, man.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's the thing with Matt. You know, every record seems to get better and better, and you know, even though it's been 10 years since he joined, but even so, you know, it's he's still, you know, every year he's a little more confident and mature, and you know, it's great to see. It's great to see, you know, your brother and family member excel and own it, like you say, have ownership. So, yeah, again, it's a great record, and we're very proud.
The putting a chainsaw through a wall line in So-Called Life really hit home with me and everyone I've talked to that were cooped up during the pandemic. Was that where that song came from, or is it another place?
Well, it's an interesting song because I think that was the first song we actually started to write, and we were still writing in person at the time. And it was probably like, really late April 2020. You know, we kind of heard what might happen, and you know, I don't think it wasn't during, you know, lockdown or anything. So it's one of those songs that just kind of happened, and then we're like, holy crap! And we listen back, and you're like, this is so relevant to what's happening, and you know, people obviously grabbed onto that. And but to be honest, you know, we wrote it kind of right before everything happened, and you know, it was kind of just it started off like a party song, you know, something to take the edge off of the heaviness of all the rules, and then all of a sudden all these rules are smacked down. I'm like, so yeah, it's kind of cool how that all worked out.
You'd already talked about how you guys kind of did the record. You had to do things from far away and stuff. But a few weeks before last Christmas, that massive EF4 tornado hits western Kentucky. It wipes out the town of Mayfield. Now, the video for Lifetime takes place there with Matt walking through the destruction. And 3 Days Grace, you guys are donating proceeds from the current tour to help. There's a lot of causes out in the world, but what drew you to that particular tragedy to get behind?
Yeah, so we, you know, during some discussions about Lifetime Video, you know, Barry, who lives in southern Indiana, so he's about a couple hours from Mayfield, I think. And, you know, he was telling us a story about, you know, when these storms were happening, you know, debris was flying through his backyard. There was family pictures and chairs and clothing, kids' shoes. And, you know, we were just like, holy moly, like we couldn't believe the devastation for one. And, you know, him having family there and people he knows, and it just kind of hit home. And, you know, we were like, well, maybe we should bring some light to this, you know, because, you know, being in the situation we are in, knowledge is power, you know, and if we can help people direct their attention to something important, you know, it's awesome. So, yeah, we went down there, Matt went down and just kind of walked through, and, you know, it's crazy and devastating on one hand, but the other hand, it's so hopeful. You know, there's communities coming together and really trying to help, and it's pretty amazing to see. So, yeah, $1 from every ticket sold is going towards the foundations listed, and yeah, we're gonna try to help and just bring knowledge to the you know, devastation that's going on down there.
Well, 3 Days Grace are doing some good work, and Lifetime is a powerful song on its own. The video made it even more powerful. So, man, congratulations.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So, what's next for Explosions? A Scar is Born, maybe?
You know, what's funny is I've heard that a few times, you know, and it was one of those songs we weren't even sure would make the record. There's always one of those, and there's always one of those that kind of pop through and people are excited about, and that's, to be honest, that's one of them. And I've heard that a few times, so you never know. I think that would be a great direction to go, for sure.
Well, Neurotic, Souvenirs, Redemption, Champion. There's so many great songs on the record, man. And I could maybe see Champion maybe in the NHL, maybe NFL, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the NHL would be awesome, just because I'm a huge fan, obviously. But you know, when you have the words blood and ice in a chorus, it could go well with the NHL for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I hope it happens. When I first heard it, I goes, oh man, I'm thinking hockey promos right now.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Well, Brad, your brother Matt and former 3 Days Grace singer Adam were recently inducted into the Norwood District High School Hall of Honor in Ontario, Canada. Were you guys present for this?
Absolutely, yeah. We, you know, it's funny because our high school's been calling us for years, and you know, we've all had kind of different schedules, and Adam's been doing his thing. We've been doing our thing. And, until recently, we are, to be honest, we haven't really spoken that much. We text and stuff, but Adam's moved back to the area, and he's got a great family and, a great wife. And we've all kind of been chatting and hanging out. And, I called him and just said, they want the three of us. They want Matt, Adam, and myself. And everyone agreed. I was like, okay, let's do this. So pretty cool to see, high school, where you grow up. It's nice to be acknowledged. But it's funny because I text Matt, I'm like, you made the Wall of Fame. He's like, yep, straight D student. But it's, I think just having us together in that room was way more powerful for sure. So it was a pretty cool feeling, man.
It had to be a good time getting everybody back together again and back in high school and all that fun stuff, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
3 Days Grace will be back in Grand Rapids next weekend at the Upheaval Festival, and man, we're really psyched to see you guys come back to town.
Yeah, me too, man. That's a great lineup. A couple great days of shows, and get to see some old friends, Nothing More and Disturbed and others. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. I think festival is always more of a party vibe, and it's always a good time. So super stoked.
How many new songs are going to make it into the set?
Well, we'll definitely throw a few in there. This is the ongoing battle, though, right? Trying to please everyone with the oldies and the new ones. And, after 20 years, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah. Back to festivals again. You get to see a lot of bands in one day, but as a performer, Brad, what do you prefer playing? Festivals or your own headlining performances? Because there's advantages and disadvantages to both.
Sure. Yeah. I think I love being outside, and I love that kind of festival vibe for sure. But yeah, there's something to be said about packing a bunch of your hardcore fans into, either whatever arena or a small club and having, everyone sing. And there's something special about that too. And I think, that's obviously warms my heart, but I love partying at the festival and, again, catching up with old friends in the business and people we've seen for the last 20 years. So it's pretty equal, man. And right now I'm just excited to get on a tour bus and leave my house and and do it for real, So I think it's all going to be a great experience for sure.
Have you done a first show since the Metallica thing, or?
Yeah, we tried to. We went down. We did about 2.5 weeks there, and we had a few people get sick here and there. We had to cancel a few shows, and so we kind of got all that taken care of. So now we're ready to go full steam. But yeah, we had a few good shows and a couple festivals here and there. But this run's going to be at least 5.5 weeks or something. So this is the first big one, and we're all ready. So it's going to be good.
That first show back, how'd it feel?
It felt weird, but awesome. We were in Huntsville, Alabama, and to a full house, and man, people were excited. So it came back real quick. It's like riding a bike, obviously, but after 2.5 years, it's definitely a weird feeling. But again, it's to see people all together like that and the happiness. It's powerful.
Okay, my last question. When on tour, most bands don't play every single night. So, Brad, what do you like to do on a day off out on the road?
Well, it depends where we are. I guess I always like to just explore, and we bring a couple bicycles with us, and I know that sounds kind of wimpy, but we get on our bikes and find some great bike trails and just, bike around to bars or whatever we want to do, and it's just a great way to explore the city. And, I think that's what we kind of just try to do, just try to find something to do and kill some time, because otherwise you're sitting in a hotel room for 24 hours and that's never that fun. So,
well, when you come to Grand Rapids, bring your bikes. We got tons of bars. We've got tons of bike trails. Nice. You'll be in heaven.
Well, you might see me. I got a blue bike, so keep your eye open.
All right. Well, Brad, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you at Upheaval.
Right on, man. Yeah, I can't wait. We'll see you soon.